Hello everyone, this is Dilshani from Literary Genius, and today we are going to study the sonnet Batter My Heart by Donne. So let's get things started. Okay, this is the sonnet under discussion, Batter My Heart, and I will recite it once out for you. And if you are interested, you are more than welcome to join me. Okay, here we go. Batter my heart, 3% God, for you as yet but knock, breathe, shine, and seek to mend, that I may rise and stand, overthrow me and bend your force to break, blow, burn, and make me new. I, like an usurped town to another due, labor to admit you, but oh, to no end. Reason, you're wiser in me should defend, but is captive and proves weak or untrue. Yet dearly I love you, and would be loved fain, but am betrothed unto your enemy. Divorce me, untie or break that knot again. Take me to you, imprison me, for I, except you enthrall me, never shall be free, nor ever chaste except you ravish me. Okay, there you go. And the importance of reciting it before we study one. Why do we do that? For non-native speakers of English, it is sometimes very difficult to identify the meter, but it is an important component in a poem. So don't worry if you can't get it naturally. It will come to you as you study over the course of time. Now let's move on. Okay, now we will focus on the basics of the sonnet. This sonnet is categorized as a holy sonnet, and it is taken from a collection of holy sonnets composed by Donne. Unfortunately, this compilation was published only after his death, 2 years after his death, and we use a specific word for this. When writing is published after the death of its writer, we call it posthumously published. The word posthumous is actually used to indicate that the writing is published after the death of a writer. So we could simply say that this collection was published posthumously. The spelling happens to be posthumously. Okay, it is important to learn these words because they are often used in literature, and using them will earn you some extra credits from your examiners. Okay, that is about vocabulary. Let's get back to our sonnet. You could see that I have put number 14 within brackets just in front of the phrase holy sonnets. That is because this happens to be the 14th sonnet in the collection. Okay, and when you read the word holy, you could guess that there is something to do with religion, and you guessed it right, because the sonnet is mainly about the speaker's fervent desire to accept God. Fervent here means ardent, passionate, intense. Don't panic when I use a fancy word. This is for you to improve your vocabulary. Now, we can focus on our second point. What is that? Metaphysical tradition. One of the unique features of these metaphysical poets is that they use unusual analogies or comparisons between ideas and objects. For example, one could compare two lovers to the two arrows or the feet of a compass. For those who are not sure what a compass looks like, there you go. And how is it possible? It is very unusual, this comparison between the two arrows of a compass and two lovers, but apparently it does have meaning to it. It could be that the two lovers are very different from each other. They have different interests, they go in different directions like the two arrows, but they are united in their cause, in their hearts, like the two arrows getting together in the center or the core of a compass. So it does have meaning. It's not that it is meaningless, the comparison is meaningless, but you have to think a bit more beyond the usual pattern of comparing things. And another important feature of the sonnet is that it is written according to the Petrarchan sonnet form. And you could identify this sonnet form in two ways. One is through the rhyme scheme, and the other is the division of lines according to octave and a sestet. Okay, I will give these out for you first. Okay, now we were talking about the rhyme scheme. If you have studied Shakespearean sonnets, which is actually derived from the Petrarchan sonnet style, you know that the rhyme scheme is different from this style. Shakespeare uses the scheme of ABAB, CD, EF, and GG, whereas Petrarch uses the scheme of ABBA, CD, and EE. Not only the rhyme scheme, the division of lines itself is different. Shakespeare divides a sonnet, the 14 lines, into 3 quatrains. So each quatrain carries 4 lines each, and finally a rhyming couplet, 2 lines, which rhymes. Whereas Petrarch divides the 14 lines into an octave and a sestet. You can see in the screen. The first 8 lines refer to the octave, whereas the last 6 lines refer to the sestet. So because of these reasons, we call this poem is written in the Petrarchan sonnet form. Okay, we can go to the next point quickly, and the next point is iambic pentameter, which happens to be the final point in our discussion for today as the introduction. And we are yet to make that deep plunge into the analysis, the most delicious part of all. So iambic pentameter, if you could remember, after I recited the sonnet, I said that the meter is very important in the poem. Meter is another word for rhythm or the beat. This is one of the elements that differentiates between poetry and prose. So poetry wouldn't be poetry if there's no rhythm or the meter. And as you may know, there is a variety of rhythms and meters around. And this sonnet follows the iambic pentameter, which I'm going to talk about now. What is that? What is an iambic pentameter? Here I have given you a brief explanation about iambic pentameter. It's very simple actually, although the name sounds a bit tough. I'm breaking this phrase down into several words. Iamb, pentameter. The first one is iamb. What is an iamb? Iamb contains 2 syllables in a specific order. So 2 syllables in this specific order is an iamb. What is this order? Unstressed syllable first and the stressed syllable second. What is a syllable? Syllable is a sound unit. For example, if you take the word batter, it has 2 sound units, batter. And the order of the placing of these syllables make this combination an iamb. 2 syllables, first one unstressed, second one stressed. Iamb, that is called iamb. Penta means 5, and meter simply means the beat or the rhythm. So all in all, iambic pentameter means that there are 5 beats per line. Each beat contains an unstressed and a stressed syllable. So remember, the order of the syllables is very important, because that could actually change the rhythm. So I have used this symbol here to indicate to an iamb. The dash here signifies the unstressed, the stroke signifies the stressed. So if you take a line, the second line of the sonnet, as yet but knock, breathe, shine, and seek to mend. If you read like that, there's no beauty in it. So if you read according to the meter, you could see as yet but knock, breathe, shine, and seek to mend. Emphasis always lies in the second syllable, as you know, which is in bold. And with that, we have come to the end of the introduction to the sonnet Batter My Heart. We will meet again soon with our second part of the lesson, the analysis part, which is the most interesting part. Until then, study the basics, and I can assure you that they will become very helpful in the analysis. Wish you luck, and thanks for watching.